Hello guys, it's Lee. So today what I'm working on is a DR tiller. It's just a few years old, but last year it didn't get used very much. And so this is a friend of mine from church. We were talking one Sunday after church and he said, hey, my tiller won't start. And just asked if I could help him. And of course I said I would, and so here it is. So let me show you about what happened though. So the thing is, when he got it here, first thing I did is look at the gas tank, and it was pretty much empty. And he said, well, he told me because I knew that thing had gas in it. And of course we laughed and said, well, maybe it just needs gas, So I put some gas in it, and the pull cord though would not move. So it was hydro locked. Okay, so the pull cord is real stiff. Of course, he was pulling real hard on it, and I said, no, don't pull hard on it because we're going to break something. And so there's a reason why it's doing it. So I immediately pulled the spark plug out, and there was gasoline all the way up to the top of the spark plug. So what I think happened, and maybe somebody there can make a correction, because I'm not a mechanic. I've just done this a few times. But I think the float in the carburetor that goes up and down stuck down and allowing gas to get out. So he probably did have gas in it, allowing gas to leak past the carburetor, because that float's what stops it. And it probably got stuck and it flowed into the engine, and then it hydro locked, and that's that. I mean, really, the carburetor probably don't need cleaning, but I'm going to at least get down to the part of the float. I'll probably take it off and look at it, but I'm going to at least look at the float and take that off and work on it and just, clean it. So we don't do it again. And then obviously, I'm going to have to change the oil, suck the oil out and put some fresh oil in it. Probably before I do that, I'll work on the carburetor, make sure gas in. See, the thing is, I put gas in it the other day. It's still there. So the float probably unstuck, So anyway, let's just look at it. All right, so I loosened the spark plug up the other day. So here it is. Now, no, there's not gas in it right now because I took the spark plug out. Then I did pull the cord. Let's see if any more comes out. Now, so I already pulled it a few times, but what happened yesterday when I did that is gas was just shooting out about 10 feet, so that's what happens. And it's probably not a bad thing to run gas through the cylinder. You can't run it that way, but it probably cleans it out. I don't know. So I believe this is 10 millimeter, so I'm going to get 10 millimeter here, and that's probably 7 or 8, I don't know, but we're going to take this off. And by the way, my wife got a new rug for the living room, and she told me to throw this one away. I was like, well, I'm going to use it till it gets filthy. That way sit on softer ground. All right, this is Alright, get that off. We'll work on that linkage. We gotta, I take pictures of it. Even if I wasn't doing a video, I'd take pictures to show what I'm doing here. And we gotta get that gas line off. Problem is that gas is gonna leak everywhere. It's not a gas shut off. I've got quite a bit of gas in there. All right, I'm gonna get vice grips and shut that off before it happens. So I'm not scared to let a little gas run out, because that means if there's water in there, it's going out first. All right, so let's pop this up. That was easy. Get this little spring out. think that's all holding it in. So there it is. So we're going to mainly concentrate on the bowl because that's where the float is. So let's go look at it. My main concern, because it was running good, I just want to see that bowl. Take that off. 10 millimeter, by the way. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of dirty in there. Look at that. It's a whole lot dirtier than I thought it was going to be. So it needs a straight out cleaning. Got the pin out. I'm going to go ahead and turn in on the ultrasonic cleaner. So to me, the most important about this carburetor cleaning, let's see if you can see this wire. I got this little wire. Hang on, where is it at? This little wire right here. And I'm going to push it through these jets, which I don't think they're really plugged up, but it could be. Because it was working all right, it was just flooding. And actually, you can see it come out inside here. I don't know that I can show you that. But I see the end coming out inside here. So that jet, this is your main jet. It's open. Simple green, 50% simple green. Really, in this one, I probably got 60, 70% simple green and the rest water. So this is a pretty cheap Harbor Freight ultrasonic cleaner. 50% water, 50% simple green. Carburetor, everything's in there. And it vibrates and cleans it out. So when this goes bad, I'm gonna get the big one. But anyway, this just does just fine for now. So I'm gonna come back after. I'll do this about maybe 30 minutes and come back. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get the oil level down to a normal place. Put the carburetor back on. Turn the gas back on. And what I'm making sure of is that it's fixed. In other words, I don't want to put a fresh oil change in there and then it's all leaked back into the cylinder again and have to do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and just get it at normal levels and see how it goes. Then once I know that it's not leaking back in there anymore, I'll change the oil. But what you do want to do, and I did this yesterday, is on that cylinder. Ooh, you saw it right there, didn't you? See, it's coming out. You gotta get all that out there. You don't have to get it all out, but you gotta get quite a bit of it out. And so anyway, I'm gonna check the oil level, get it normal. Now I'm not gonna run it that way, but there's still a lot of gas in there. But I'm gonna get the oil level to a normal place so I can just check that, okay? Okay, so I had it in there for probably 20 minutes. And I don't know if you remember what that looked like, but it's a whole lot cleaner. Just cleaned it out nicely. It wasn't terrible dirty. I've seen a lot worse, but anyway, I think we're in good standing now. I had that side went down. Maybe I need to clean that up a little bit better. Main thing is this is clean. Let's just see what it does here. I think it's going to be good. First, I know I'm leaking gas. Okay. This gasket was here. Make sure we get that right. That's good. Now I got the linkage set up. Try this again. All right, so I changed the oil. I put the air filter back on. Everything's looking good. Well, we achieved our objective and we got it started and running. I'm gonna let it sit overnight before I call my buddy at church and tell him it's ready, because I want to make sure overnight it didn't fill back up with, the engine fill up with gas again. But that's just it. So that's pretty common, that the floats stick. And if you ever pull your pull cord or turn your engine and it won't move, check your spark plug and let all the oil out and change it, But anyway, that's it. So the good news is it runs. The bad news is his tire over here. We thought it just came off the bead, but it's got a crack, it's got a split in it about like that far. So he will be buying a new tire pretty soon. So, all right, man. Well, that's it. That's how I'll do it. We're out. And I am going to tweak with the carburetor, see if I can't get that to stop surging like that. I mean, it's probably air gap of something coming in. I mean, you might need a rebuild kit. The gaskets were questionable, so that could be what that is. Anyway, all right, I'm out.